What is poppin', fam? Spanik here, coach of your Reno Acerola, and this is my Week 6 game for the ICBA. We are taking on Point Blank and his Portage Herdiers. He's struggled immensely so far this season. So right before our game, he made a complete roster overhaul. Like, he had a completely different team from what is presented here, but he overhauled his roster completely. I dropped Musharna for Claydol, as you saw in last week's video. I did make that transaction, and he immediately jumped on Musharna as soon as I dropped it. It's a complete roster overall. As you can see, he does have it in this game. So let's take a look at the team he could have possibly brought all together. He could have brought Thunder Asai, Infernape, Doug Trio, Haxorus, Mandibuzz, Kofag, Blastoise, Drapion, Magearna, Tangela, Musharna. Okay, immediately I see no Tangela, and I was really happy about that. That means Lando could put in a lot of work. That means Lando could put in a shit ton of work this game. Because Tangela was a big problem for me, as I didn't think I had Such Wave on this set. That makes life easier for Dragon as well. I also saw no Kofag, and I also saw no Blastoise. No Blastoise was huge, because if I get rid of Mandibuzz, he has no hazard removal. And I'm assuming Mandibuzz is his check to Metagross. Like, I expected Doug Trio to come, because I knew his game plan from turn 1 is probably going to be get rid of Metagross as soon as possible. Because that thing just, like every other team we faced, it puts a giant dent in him. So yeah, Magearna is kind of scary for me, but I'm not worried about Magearna too much because I've never had problems facing Magearna in League. Only like once or twice I had issues with it. But most of the time, I faced Magearna about 5 or 6 times in League, and I never really had trouble versing it. So I wasn't really too concerned about Magearna. I had an Arcanine, which is one of the best Magearna checks. So on that note, let's just go into my team. Like I said, I had this battle September 23rd. It's October 6th that I'm recording this. I know I'm a little late. I've been busy with school. Shit. The work's piling up on that. Also, my job is breaking my balls. So I've been just exhausted lately, and I haven't really been uploading a lot lately. That's going to change once Ultra Sun and Moon comes out, because I'll have more League content coming out once Ultra Sun and Moon drops. Because like I said, not really like I said, but just a lot of leagues are winding down because of Ultra Sun and Moon coming out next month. So once Ultra Sun and Moon drops, I'll be more active. But for now, it's really just going to be ICBA stuff until really Ultra Sun and Moon. Then more leagues are going to start up. There'll be more uploading. Once Ultra Sun and Moon drops. Is what I'm trying to get around. Okay, so I don't really remember this team well, but if I remember correctly, Hydreigon was Scarfed, Claydol was Fizz Def, Kangaskhan had a speed creep on something, I don't remember what it was. I think it was Magearna. Spadef Arcanine, Lando with, I don't think it was Scarf Lando, I think it was, it was either Yachi or E-Belt, don't remember, and 4 attacks Mega Metagross. So yeah, that's just a brief rundown of my team. That's what I think I brought. His team. Let's see how this battle ended up playing out. So I don't remember what I led with. I think I led with a Pokemon. Yeah, obviously I led with a Pokemon. I remember he led with Mandibuzz though, so that caught me off guard. Nicky was his Mandibuzz, and that's what he led with. I know there's no sound on. I don't think there's sound on his end, because right now I'm hearing nothing on his end from the battle, so it's just how it ended up being recorded, no biggie. Shouts to my front office and to Johnny GB again for recording my games. And for us, I will be prepped. So I just U-turn here. I led with Hydreigon on his thing. So I just U-turn into Metagross, and he goes for the foul play. Okay, I'm about to pause real quick. But that foul play caught me off guard, because like I said, that foul play really did catch me off guard. I didn't think he was going to go for it when I had a Hydreigon right in his face. Because if he was actually a Fizz Def Mandibuzz, which I think he was for my Metagross, I could have dropped the Draco and just ended him. Because I actually went to Metagross there predicting a Toxic. But he goes right for the foul play, and I do end up living. Spoiler, I do end up living, which is going to be revealed like right now. Anyway, I do end up living barely, but that really just shuts down my Metagross for this game. Because if he gets rocks up, if his Dugtrio is like surprised, if Dugtrio traps me, it's over. So I just figured, alright, fuck it. I need to get damage on this thing. I'm just going to Mega, go for the Thunder Punch just to get damage, and then I can Revenge Kill with either with either Lando or Metagross, with either Lando or, fuck, what's that other mon? So I just go for Ice Punch just to get damage, and I could eventually revenge this with either Lando or Dragon, or I could at least scare it out with Landorus. Dugtrio cannot trap me. Oh, now I remember my Lando said I was Rocky MZ Stone Edge. It was mainly for something like Amanda Buzz, so I don't have to risk hitting Stone Edge. So I go into my Lando here. Let's see, and I think he just sacks us off. Yeah, he does. I didn't want to go for the Z Stone Edge yet because I wanted to save that for his. Fuck, what do I want to save it for? I don't remember. I don't remember his team meal. He goes into Dugtrio. And if he does have the HP Ice, I could tank too. Not a problem because Dugtrio has pitiful special attack rather. He does go for the HP Ice, and I am able to take 2. I just go for the Earthquake here because it will bring him down to his Sash. And as you can see, it does. Would I want to save the Rocky MZ? I just didn't want to burn a Z move on the. I just didn't want to burn a Z move on Amanda Buzz that was like below half. I think I was going to save it for his Musharna. So I just go to my Kangaskhan here, as he does just go for the HP Ice again, and Kangaskhan's pretty Kangaskhan's bulky as hell. He's going to be able to eat that up. So Dugtrio switches out, and it goes into his Magearna here. And I think I just go for the Wish. Yeah, I just go for the Wish. Because I could potentially pass into something, or just stay in, because I do take an Aura Sphere from this range, and I maybe there was a misplay, just in case if he was Z. If he shift geared, Earthquake was a 2 KO. So he just goes for the Flash Cannon. I'm going to be able to eat that, no problem. Kangaskhan's fat as hell. I'm loving this mon. This mon's great. It's fat and it hits hard. Could pass off Fat Wishes too. This was such a great pick. People roasted me for this pick actually, but nah, it's actually really good. I actually like it. And again, he switches that Magearna into, I think that's Musharna. Yeah, it is. He goes into Musharna on my Earthquake, and with this Earthquake, it's going to reveal that he is indeed a Fizz-Dev variant. Leftovers is revealed as well, so he's probably a bulkier set to deal with my Metagross, deal with my physical attackers, mainly for Metagross, Terrakion, Lando, shit like that. I just switch into my Claydol here, because I don't know what this thing wants to do, and he sets up screens. Okay, he sets up Reflect here. That's alright, I guess. Because I still have my Dragon in the back that could deal damage to this thing. I can't go hard into my Dragon on this thing because he could still have Moonblast. I was trying to scout out his moveset. I just go for Toxic, completely forgetting this thing's ability. You see, I did have Musharna, but I didn't bring it to one game, and I forgot it gets synchronized. So that's why I went for Toxic there. I didn't know what abilities it got. I thought it got only Forewarn and Telepathy, but apparently I was wrong. It gets synchronized. I actually didn't know it got synchronized. Chris my Claydol there, which sucks because I needed this with his Haxorus. But it was Toxic anyway because I'm a dumbass and forgot this thing gets synchronized, even though I had it. So he just Toxic, so I'm just sitting there taking Toxic damage. And right now it's really not looking good for me because I did lose my Haxorus check. So Haxorus is going to really have an easier time against my team now. I go into Sped Shed my Kangaskhan here because I don't know what this thing wants to do. He instead just switches into his Magearna, but now he has a Reflect up. So now I figured if he has the Shift Gear, he's going for it now. Because he's got to Reflect up, and he's got to think my Kangaskhan is set up fodder for this thing. So I double out here into my Arcanine, because it is my 100% answer to this Magearna. Even if he has HP Ground, I could tank it at neutral. And he decides to pull a double here himself into his Haxorus, I think that is. Notifications. Get out. Freaking YouTube notifications. Alright, so he goes into his Haxorus, and that was a nice play on his end. Really nice play. But he actually triples out here now into his... I forgot what that was. Into his Ape. And now this thing was a fucking threat. I was thinking if he Special Ape, I'm pretty much fucked. Because, yeah, I need a Claydol for this thing, too. And Claydol being weakened really blows because of that. But now Ape is here. If he's Life Orb Ape, that is a massive, massive problem. Really, if Claydol goes down, really my best way to beat Ape is pray he doesn't have Earthquake, because then Arcanine with Intimidate can handle him. Claydol is able to move on 7, and he does reveal to be Life Orb, which is actually better for me than Scarf, because then he's outsped by Scarf Dragon. So at least if necessary, I think if he's Iron Fist, I could have taken a Mach Punch. So if necessary, Scarf Hydreigon can be able to revenge his Infernape, which is actually better. So that's why it's actually better for me if he's Life Orb. So that's why I stayed in. So yeah. So now we're back to this phase where now he just gets a screen. If he has Light Screen, he gets it up here if he really has it. Otherwise, he is Toxic though, which is quite nice. That was a nice play by Claydol there, getting the Toxic off on this thing. So now he just can't sit in front of things. I go into Dragon here because Dark Pulse will do a decent amount if he's Fizz Def. He switches out here. Makes me think he doesn't have the Moonblast, and he's able to just go into his Infernape. I go for U-turn just to see what he wanted to do. And I think my play here was K9. Yep, I go into K9. Because if he has Earthquake, it doesn't. I don't think it even 2 KOs with my Arcanine spread at -1. He just goes for U-turn, which is fine. I think I was Rocky Helmet anyway. It was either Rocky Helmet or Leftovers, I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I was probably Leftovers then. No, it was Shed Shell. I was Shed Shell for his Dugtrio. And he goes back into his Musharna. This thing was annoying. It really got this Musharna really got revenge on me. I went for Dragon Pulse because it was my hardest hitting move to hit the ape. I did reveal it, but it did more than Fire Blast, even at -1, just in case he went for close combat. And this thing really took its revenge on me, this Musharna. It did so much work for it. It put in a lot of work for him. I'm going to just switch out here, go into my Kangaskhan. It is my best thing to deal with this. I don't think he has Toxic, and he just puts back up a Reflect. And now these coming turns right here were really the big turning point of this game. It was really the big turning point of this game. You'll see why when it happens. So he's just going to take more Toxic damage on this Musharna. And he's just going to switch out flat out here, go into his Haxorus. I think I just went for a Wish. I just went for a Wish to scout. Yeah, I did. Now he has a Haxorus behind a Reflect, and at this point I forgot he went for Reflect. So I was thinking I just go for Ice Punch and 2 KO him. So he goes for the Dragon Dance, which I thought was okay because I could just go for the Ice Punch and 2 KO, and I could take a Dragon Claw +1. It's really no big deal. But at this point, I forgot the Reflect was up. So when I saw it did that little, I thought he was a fat Haxorus. I do get the freeze there, but he is Lumberry, so it doesn't make a difference. I totally forgot about the Reflect, and I was thinking I lost here. But Kangaskhan, now he gets greedy here, goes for another Dragon Dance. And this greed, and you'll see why this was a greedy play. So I do go for another Ice Punch here. It wasn't this, it was the next Ice Punch. Yeah. Okay, so I go for another Ice Punch, and I was thinking I got swept here. He goes for a Dragon Claw. Kangaskhan lives on 3. Figgy Berry gets popped. And then, the biggest thing, Omaewa Monshindeu. Get the crit Ice Punch and knock out this giant threat. Holy shit. That's some Fist of the North Star shit right there. That's some freaking clutch-ass Steph Curry in the freaking finals type shit right there. Kangaskhan clutches hell, but unfortunately I have to sack it off to 8 close combat. It did its job, though. It did its job. Surprised the fuck out of that Haxorus. And that really put a lot of momentum in my favor. Yeah, I know, Hax sucks, but what are you gonna do? It's part of the game. I just go into my Haxorus. I just go into my Hydreigon here because it scares this thing out because I am Scarfed. He goes into he just sacks off his Dugtrio, which is completely fine by me. I U-turn anyway. Let's see what he wanted to do there. That's what I love about Scarf Hydreigon. I could just come in and click U-turn on really anything. I go into my Lando here because what does he have for a Landorus now? He goes back out into his Ape, and I think I just sack my. Do I just sack my Lando here? No, I switch into K9. Okay, so I switch my Lando out into my Arcanine. I can take any hit this thing wants to go for, especially if, even though I'm Spadef, Intimidate really did come in handy for this Ape. He goes for Flare Blitz. This shouldn't do that much, and I think it might actually have put him in E-Speed range. Because after the life orb recoil is really fucking him over. The life orb recoil was fair, but Zico, I thought at this rate he'd be in E-speed range. I think I went for it here after he switched out into his Musharna. He switched out into Musharna. I believe I went for the E-speed there. No, I just went for Morning Sun to heal it off. I had Morning Sun, Fire Blast, Dragon Pulse, E-speed on this K9. And I think at this point I just spam Fire Blast, because Fire Blast definitely puts that ape in E-speed range. There you go. Arcanine also. Arcanine's really clutch with E-speed. I just go for Fire Blast here, get some big damage on this thing, and he does reveal the Moonlight. So now I think I saw 4 of his moves. I think he was Dual Screens Moonlight Shadow Ball, which was actually excellent because this thing is walled by Dragon. He had that Moonblast, so he's walled by Dragon. So at this point, I think that's game. Because I just spam Fire Blast here, and there's really nothing he could do about it. He goes out into Ape, but now a Fire Blast definitely puts him in extreme speed range. He may not think I have the E-speed because I revealed the Fire Blast and Dragon Pulse, so he may think I'm a special variant, but nope. Arcanine always carries E-speed. Gotta have that priority for shit like this. So Ape goes down, and now his last 2 mons are the Magearna and the... His last 2 mons are the Magearna and the Musharna, and I think at this point that is the game. Because I could just keep spamming Fire Blast. If I miss, that's really no big deal. He just goes, he does reveal the Hidden Power Ground, but as you can see, this is going to do nothing. Yeah, I could easily take 2 more of those. So even if I did miss a Fire Blast here, that's really no big deal, because the worst thing that happens is that he keeps getting recovery with leftovers. I go for Fire Blast here because I think that leftovers put him out of E-speed range. I don't know, I'm still new to the Wi-Fi thing with the percentages and how it looks on there. I'm way used to Showdown. But now his last month is this Musharna that's walled by Hydreigon. So that is the game. Even if I miss a Fire Blast here, he has to spam Shadow Ball to try to get any sense of killing me. Oh yeah, it's Psychic, so he didn't have Light Screen then. So yeah, that actually does quite a bit. This thing actually hits pretty hard. But I thought Claydol was a better Psychic fit for my team. Just because of the fact it's another Rocker, it's another Rapid, it's another Utility Mon to pair with Serena. Go for Dragon Pulse because I didn't want to risk the Fire Blast miss. I went for it there to preserve some differential. He goes for Psychic, trying to maybe get a crit and kill my Arcanine. And I did have E-speed there, and I did kill from this range, but this wasn't a flex. He thought it was a flex. But it wasn't a flex. I did this. I healed here. It wasn't the stunt, like he thought. It wasn't the stunt. I healed here because my Jenner, Derpinator, shout out to him for genning all my teams, by the way. He's really come through for me this season. Except 1 week where he was away, and I got Eric to gen my team, so shout out to him too. Yeah, he hates Claydol with a passion. So if I'm able to get Claydol a kill here, it would have pissed him off. So I honestly did this to piss off my Jenner. So I honestly did this so Claydol would get a kill to piss off my Jenner. So GG point. This was a fun game. We improved to 4-2 on the season, and we look to be in great shape for a playoff push. I was just hoping to surpass my win total from last season, and look, I did that. So right now I definitely call this season a success because I surpassed my win total from last season. Even if I lost out, I still would call it a success. So next week we take on the Tasmanian Toxicroaks and Coach Max Rapture from the land down under. Alright, so schedule hell inbound. So Hispanic out, and I will see you guys next week. Peace!